You guys are good? Because apparently we also have doubles going on, and amateur bracket, and another game. So everyone who's still in the venue is busy. So I will be still commentating through the semis versus JoeCool and Toad. Two have a bit of history together. Out real quick for everybody. Yeah, so Panda Bear, the artist previously known as Panda Bear, having beaten Verse / Chicken Case of Ideas, and Toad beating Joe to get here. These two are playing great today. I'm sure Panda Bear / JoeCool looking forward to hopefully getting his shot against Meister, who's also sitting in Grand. You gotta get through Toad first. There we go. I mean, it's also the battle of the tournament if you think about it, because we got Villager has him on his up air and down air. Obviously, Peach has it on her vegetable pull. I think just called vegetable. Yep. I think maybe the only option there for Toad was using Toad, but otherwise, Peach does not really have a great double jump to get around that. And Toad keeping Toad off the stage. Being off stage has kind of been like the name of the game. This like every stream match I feel like I've had this week. Up. Neck down the neck. Forward air. Doing a little bit of setup. It's not really be super useful against Toad in that situation because Toad was already at the ledge. That back there. I don't know why I thought it was going to be back there. Yeah, generally speaking, you're going to want to get that roll in when you can against Villager at ledge. Especially if you have tree open. If you have tree open, then you can have axe, which can't catch that, but JoeCool, very liberal use of the jab. Such a very good option. Not quite as good as it was in Smash 4, but just a little bit different. Having that final hitbox, the ending punch, makes it a little strange to stop. Get back there, the big guy, up smash. Alright, Toad weathering the storm. And also that neutral layer from Villagers, a very good get off move. I think very similar in Brain Potato to Peach's. Which, as a person who has played Peach in previous games, that neutral layer was necessary for a lot of characters, fighting against a lot of characters. Toad's struggling to get this next stock off. Up. As I say that, of course. We're threatening that force match. You basically always have to respect that bowling ball. That bowling ball, it will take your stock if you like it or if you want it to or not. And JoeCool is going to try to throw out those bowling balls at the kind of range that you want. Oh, yep, for sure to take that spot. up 1-0. And I do know that a lot of Peaches do say that a struggle with the character in this game sometimes can be characters who kind of do a good job of keeping at that specific range that Villager wants to keep Peach. So, you know, if she can't get in, she can't get her combos.
2, 1, go!
So it's just like you kind of have to just play very patient, take your spots when you can, and just kind of hope that you can find your window or force your window when you can. But I do just assume that Villager is pretty good against Peach, just from my theory crafting view. I'm just like, Peach really has to get maximize her damage output when she can. The thing about Peach is that she can do a lot of damage when she needs to. But JoeCool doing is also just so good at just like finding these small windows. Oh, we're gonna have
All right, what are we doing? Where are we at? Looks like
we're game 2.
JoeCool's up a game.
We got Pack Diesel on the mic.
Yeah, just got here. We got a lot of little side events running around in Ignition today, so I've just been kind of weathering the storm. But now that we got a second, we are live, we are vibing, and we are in a 1-0 JoeCool lead. Villager versus Peach.
Yeah, honestly, like I was saying, like this seems like a really rough matchup for Peach. It's because Villager does such a good job of putting Peach in that specific range that that Peach does not want to be in.
Villager is an interesting character because he's like very obviously not an amazing character, but he's got an incredible matchup spread with the right like specific characters that if you run into. Like we saw earlier, Rob Villager does really good against.
Wii Fit,
Peach.
Oh, got a stitch. Oh,
like
kind of.
Peach and Rob are pretty popular characters these days.
Now it's stronger.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Do not. Oh my gosh, Panda is just threatening it.
Didn't they both have a stitch there?
They both did it. That was definitely a double stitch.
That was all right. See, that can change the whole dynamic of any matchup, you know. But
yeah, imagine if JoeCool then grabbed that stitch. Now he has 2 stitches.
So you got to figure though in that situation, like the worst thing for JoeCool, is that if the Stitch connects and hits him, all right, now they're even stocks, but he's got a percentage lead. The worst thing for Toad is that a Stitch blows him up and he's down 3-1, and that's almost insurmountable in this matchup.
That's for sure. The last thing you want is to have be down a stock against Villager, let alone 2 stocks. I just realized these 2 characters have 2 of the same tool. They both have an umbrella and they both have a turnips.
Yes, they do. This is kind of a more difficult matchup, I feel like, for Peach, because for all of Peach's like positive attributes that the character has, I feel like Peach's biggest issue is that she can't really like stop people if they want to just kind of hang out on ledge for a long time. So characters like Villager, who can just kind of slingshot, chip damage forever, she doesn't have a great way to force them off the ledge. She kind of has to back off a lot, get your turnip ready and punish your ledge get up option or whatever it may be. But what if you don't leave ledge? What does she do?
And if she's at ledge, and especially if the Villager has a stock lead, Villager's not going to let you in. You're just going to be stuck near the ledge as long as he wants you to be. Oh, grab though.
Yeah, good grab, good stock, but you're still behind a full. The classic, the down a stock, down a game. So you got to really, really dig deep here and figure out what can you do to break through this wall of pellets from this slingshot. What are your options? But it's tough because even when you're trying to break through it, you're taking chip damage. 12 damage doesn't seem like a lot, but over the course of 7 minutes, if you keep getting pelted by those things, 12 damage is more like 200.
Yeah, I think each one does, 3 to 4, depending on how obviously how stale it is. But he's just been. The thing about Panda is that he's been playing this character so long that he's like a sniper with it basically.
Yeah, he's not only a sniper with the slingshot, but he has all these little setups. Like he had that falling aerial into F-tilt setup to knock Toad away, and he could read the obvious approach attempt that was necessary. Like, Toad had to pick a spot. So Panda hit it with a bowling ball. Like, there's just not a lot of ways to break through. And when you let Villager get the lead on you and you don't have those options, it's just hard, man. Panda's putting on an exhibition right now. Sorry, JoeCool. I gotta get that in my head. I've commentated so many of his sets. It's gonna take me a little bit of time.
I've just been calling him the artist formerly known as Panda Bear.
Yeah.
Cover
Chicago's best villager.
Yep.
The world's best villager, maybe.
No, Kept is up there.
Kept is a monster, but I am a huge JoeCool supporter.
Oh, me too. Oh, that's the thing. That's
JoeCool is certainly the best villager in this set.
Oh, absolutely. That would be the one we have. Definitely, I would say, definitely the best villager in the Midwest.
Yeah, it's not even close.
And he doesn't even travel that much, so.
Well, he just, he was doing school stuff.
Yep.
He wasn't as
Just
active.
graduated.
But never sleep on players who were once like consistently active, because then they're just hitting bosses, right? Like,
yeah.
If Super Dan shows up, you're gonna respect that set. If JoeCool shows up, you're gonna respect that set. If Shell entered a bracket next week, you would respect.
Terrified.
Right? Like it's.
Man has like one of the scariest speeches out there. Or Jay-Z's out there. Panda getting back. I'm sorry, JoeCool getting back.
It's hard, man.
It's hard.
I just tell people, once you've PR'd with a tag, that's your name forever.
It's so hard. I mean, Sansy's one of the rare ones that pulled it off.
Well, he just changed his tag every week till we got sick of it and we made him choose one. That's one way to do it.
It is. Okay, but
better start here for Toad. He got the damage in a little bit early, but here's the wall again.
Yep.
You have to keep pace. You can't let Villager take the first stock. I think that's like the most important thing. If you get chip shot a little in that first stock and you utilize the rage and you get like a read and you take a stock, or you force center stage and you kind of push it back to even, then it's okay. But
Villager is definitely one of the last characters you want to be behind a stock in. That's just rough.
It's a short list. It's like Villager, Snake, maybe Min Min. Like
oh yeah, Min Min, that's true.
There are characters you do not ever want to be playing from behind. At least Min Min can be given though. Like Villager and Snake, that's a nightmare scenario.
Pac-Man sometimes too.
Pac-Man's a great shout, yes.
Character we both play.
Yes, it's true. I dabble.
Me too. But that character's not on the stage, on the screen.
All right, yep. Panda, JoeCool, we'll get it eventually, I swear, has gotten a lot of the chip shot damage. But right there, you saw Peach got one conversion for 30%, the falling forward air, and the turnip. Now all of a sudden you got an even game.
Oh,
took
amazing
the first stock.
neutral air.
You have to pick your moments, pick your battles. Like, that's exactly what I was talking about. You have to accept, if you're Toad, that you're going to get chip shot forever. Like, that is what Villager does well. You have to avoid that exact type of thing. You have to avoid the kill shots. You can live to 200 as long as you find your openings.
I know Toad, like, finally getting his first stock lead, and it's going right away.
Yeah, the falling back air, perfectly spaced and timed by JoeCool. Knowing how the ledge roll-up can be punished with the heavy bear from Villager, quite strong. In the meantime, we're right back to where we were. This is exactly how it was stock one. Don't rush. You can take a few chip shots. It's not the end of the world. Just make sure you pick the right moment to get in there. Got the falling bear. Very good. Now you've got the Villager on the ledge, but this is what I was talking about before. Peach does not have as many options as some other characters to punish a character like Villager when Villager's on ledge.
Oh, good up tilt, though.
Yeah.
Catching that jump.
That was an excellent up tilt.
Oh, and now you're off stage against the Villager.
That was good reaction time by JoeCool in that situation. I think Toad actually put himself where he pretty much should have been. JoeCool had a very small amount of time to react with, like, anything that would be quick, and he hit the quick neutral get up into one pellet. They're not going to take the stock there. That might be one of those ones where Toad like needed that to kill, so we'll see.
Yeah, because now JoeCool is back on stage.
Yeah, now we're at that point where both characters have such high percentages. So now at least, Toad doesn't have to get like a big conversion. You can just get like the read, but you're going to be getting pelted the whole time, and you have to accept that.
Got to be careful of that back throw. Up.
Yeah, he reached just a little bit there. You just got to get off that ledge. He wasn't quite able to do it. Great coverage there by JoeCool. Another back air, another stock. as he looks to close this out and punch a ticket to winners final, or sorry, losers finals.
It's Ice Knight.
All right, great back air there. Excellent timing from Toad. That puts him firmly back in this game. Ice Knight awaiting the winner of this Villager Peach matchup. Not one you see as frequently, but relevant here in Chicago. Panda went for the dash attack. Sorry, JoeCool went for the dash attack. I was actually expecting a grab there when that dash attack happened.
They're keeping it, finally getting a pretty solid lead right now.
Yeah, this is the first like real lead Toad has had. Toad throwing out the, you saw it a second ago, the counter. I think he's been saving that one, and that was like the time to bust it out, tournament life on the line. It didn't connect now. It's just one more thing JoeCool can be aware of.
Oh my, I mean, every time that you trade with that Void Rocket, it does damage to you, so you gotta be careful with it. Right when you break it.
All right.
Toad trying to catch maybe a double jump towards them.
Yeah, he's just looking, oh, catching the turnip huge there. Toad is now looking kind of for like the turnip arbitrary hit into maybe a forward air. Or you have the falling fair right there also. If JoeCool can avoid holding in for the rest of this game, he'll have it. If he gets a little too pushy,